Well, happy February, everyone. Today I have something just a little bit different. We're going to be painting pine trees in mist, and I think you'll find this fun. It's a great painting for a beginner. So let's just go ahead and get started. Well, here are my colors, and you will find them all listed below in the description box. As you can see, I've already have my canvas prepped. I put liquid white all over the canvas, made sure it was well covered, not too thin, but not too thick either. And then I started out with just cad yellow light, and I have added a little bit of alizarin crimson to the yellow just to kind of give it a little bit warmer color. The cad yellow I thought was kind of too light. So this, I think this makes it just perfect. It's just kind of warm colored. I just want to go in now with my 2-inch brush into just black and white. Black, midnight black, and the Bob Ross colors has kind of a purplish tinge to it. And yeah, it's a delightful color. Beautiful color, and I like that purplish in the sky. It's great for making clouds and putting rocks in and a lot of different things, so it's a really good color. But I'm just kind of making crisscross strokes up here in the sky and just going into the yellow just a very, very little bit. I don't want to do too much because I don't want it to turn green. Now this is this canvas size is a 12 by 16. And I really like that canvas size. So here I'm just taking a little bit darker color and just deepening the corners to bring your eye in. I just want to make that, just blend it out really nice and smooth. Now with a clean brush, starting in only the yellow, just go ahead and just crisscross between the yellow and the gray, and just kind of blend those colors together. Just smooth it out until they're just nice and soft and really pretty. Now, a lot of people have asked me why I use a canvas panel. This is a flat canvas panel. And the reason I use these canvas panels is because they are so easy to store. They don't take up as much room, you know, they will stack really flat once they're dried, and they're just really nice for convenience. Also, 12 by 16 is a really great size for selling. You know, canvases of all sizes will sell, but 12 by 16 is probably a good popular size. Not too big, not too small, and the price isn't too high that way. So anyway, adding just a teeny bit of black to my brush. I'm just going in and making little circles. I'm still using the same brush. I just added the black color to it just to deepen it a little bit. And I just want to make some clouds here and just kind of, I want that kind of a rainy windblown look. So I'm just kind of slanting it over to the right, from left to right, and just making circles. And darken it as much as you need here, and whatever you need. Let's have a little bit of darkness on the other side too. And these clouds don't have to be all the same. And if you don't want clouds in your painting, don't put any in. So now here again, we're just going to smooth it out, just blend it out. Now mostly I'm concentrating on the bottom, the underside of these clouds, and kind of making that little sweeping motion like it's raining. It's just kind of the wind is taking the rain away. And just blending this out nice and smooth. Now lift up, all different directions. Just blend out those tops a little bit, if you put clouds in your painting, that is. And then just back and forth across. The paint is pretty well set by now, so it'll just blend really easy. So now going into that same color, but now I'm using a 1-inch brush. and I've added some white. And I want, this is because it's a very pale color, and I want this for distant trees. Now mist, making mist, I love making mist. And this is way in the background, so it would not be dark. And these are, I'm just using little taps on the brush. This is so far away that you would not have anything real distinct. It would just be kind of just like a suggestion. I'm just lightly pressing on the left side and the right side of the brush, varying my colors very slightly. Notice as I got towards the center, I lightened it up some, and in this area here, it's more dark. And just put in as many of these trees as you like. I don't want to go all the way over to the right side though, because I want that to fade away. Now a close-up, and all I'm doing is taking a clean brush, a clean 1-inch brush, and I'm just tapping really, really hard. See how I'm pushing those bristles down? Really hard. Blend out that bottom and blend out this center part, this left-hand side, so that it just kind of fades into nothing. And just tap until you get it just like you like it. So now just adding a little bit more color, a little more black. I've had a bit of a funny throat lately. I've added a little black, a little blue, and just darkening the color. See how I wiggle that brush? That really gets the paint inside the bristles. Now I'm going over to the left-hand side of the painting. Now you see how this is a little bit darker? It's just perfect. And again with these little taps, only now they're just a little bit darker and a little bit larger taps. Just keep tapping as many trees as you would like over on this side. You can follow exactly what I did, or you can just do your own thing totally. And now notice as I go over to this left side here, I'm tapping lighter, not tapping so hard. I want the paint to kind of fade away over here. So it's kind of like disappearing into the mist. And just keep tapping that out. Boy, this this is such an appropriate painting for this right here, right now for me, because we have gone through several weeks of very intense fog. I mean, you wake up in the morning and you can't even hardly see across the street. It is so thick. We've had advisories out now for the past 2 weeks for the driving conditions, because it has really been bad. But then that's to be expected this time of year. We're into our winter now. And it's not real cold, but it's not real hot either. It's been in the 30s, 30 to 50 range, around 30 at night and 50 during the day. So again, with the clean brush, just tapping this out on the bottom. Make sure it's tapped out nice and smooth so it looks misty on the bottom. And adding a little more dark color, a little black. Let's add some brown this time. This nice dark color. Now over on the right hand side, we're going to add even more trees. Now these trees are going to be the closest to us, so they are definitely larger and definitely darker. See, each layer that you make, you're fading out on the bottom, making it as misty as you can, and then making another layer, and then making that misty, and then another layer. And you can just add as many layers as you want, as long as you keep lightening the paint, or excuse me, keep darkening the paint as it comes closer to you. So this is a really nice, rich color. And let's go a little higher on this one right here. just on the edge of the painting. I want that just a teensy bit higher than the other tree, the one next to it. Well, I hope you guys have had a wonderful Christmas and a good New Year. Oh my gosh, we have had such a great time this year. We've had a lot of get-togethers with the church party, and anyway, yeah, we've had a lot of parties, a lot of get-togethers, and just it's been really a wonderful time of year for us this year. Now see on the center how it's kind of getting lighter again? See, now I just changed my battery camera, and for some reason when I change my battery camera, the color changes. I don't know what that is, but it's happened multiple times. It's crazy. Anyway, with a clean brush, now I'm going into some blue, some white, and just a touch of crimson. What I want to do is just make a little bit of snow, start the snow area on this left-hand side. Now you notice the trees on the right-hand side, I did not miss those out, and I didn't miss them for a reason, which you'll see in just a second. So we're just laying down a base coat now, just a pale blue. Don't make it too light, because you want to be able to add white on top. So this is a darker color. Now I've added a little bit more color for the corners to deepen the colors on the corner. And just sort of blend that snow back into the background trees there. So now you can see why I didn't bring these trees down and missed them, because this makes, when I pull the paint down, see how it's making like shadows on this side? The sun is way behind, and then you have the trees and the shadows in the snowbank here. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that. It's very pretty. And soften this right here a little bit. Just soften that out. And now with a darker color, I still want to work on the corner a little bit and just deepen that. All I added was a little bit of black. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Just blend that out nice and softly. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Now a close-up. I've taken my fan brush and I'm just making kind of a path that's going way off down into the distance. Notice how narrow it is at the back. And as I come forward, I'm just laying that white on really, really thick. I want just a wide pathway coming forward. Something that'll really draw your eye into the painting. Just soften that up a little bit there. And with my liner brush, I'm softening even a little bit more. It's still a little bit too harsh for me. So I really like the colors in this painting. It's just kind of a little warm, a little cool, and the colors just really work well together, don't you think? So now with this tree here, because this is a closer tree, I want to go ahead and make this a little more distinct. So I'm just adding all my dark colors. And I want to do this one back here too. Just making that more distinct. Just doing my regular tapping. You guys have seen me do these evergreen trees so many times that I don't think I really need to tell you what I'm doing. I think you already know. And just fill that in. And I want this one on this side. Same thing, starting at the corner, at the very top with just a little corner, you know, a corner of the brush, a few taps, and as I come down, I just start widening out. I try not to make them too uniform. I don't want my trees to be exactly identical on both sides. I want the two sides to be different. But you make your tree, and if you want a different kind of a tree, maybe you want an up tree, you can do that. If you want to make these trees with fan brush, not the fan brush, excuse me, but with a filbert brush, you could do that instead. Just whatever you like. I want to have some rocks here. I just think that'll add a lot to the painting. So this is just, I'm using just a little of dark sienna and white. I marbled that, and I'm just adding these few rocks right here on both sides. With the fan brush, I'm just evening and blending out that bottom a little bit, kind of making like almost like a little shadow under the rocks. And I don't like this one here. Let's change that. I want, because you see the two, it looks like 4 evenly spaced rocks. I don't like that. So I'm just messing this up a little bit and making this one different. And I think that looks a lot better. And we have to have our little birds. Let's have one here. Here, a little baby one over here. That one's way off in the distance. Now we have a little bit of a bark on the trees, or little trunks, just touching lightly with that same variegated brown, touching the tree trunks. Don't make it too solid, because in a tree you do not see a solid trunk. At least most of the time you don't. So just kind of hit here and there. And then with your fan brush, just kind of break that up a little bit if it's too strong anywhere. And let's add just a few little grasses by the rocks here, because you would see sometimes some grasses coming up out of the snow. So it's been a long time since I posted a painting. I'm sure you guys have missed me. I know I've had so many letters and cards and people saying, you know, wishing me to come back soon. So that I popped in. You never know when I'm going to do that now. Anyway, the yellow, I just used the yellow, and I wanted to add the yellow to the pathway just to tie in that sky, to bring that color down into the foreground. And I also want to touch up these trees right here, these bigger trees. Didn't quite like the way this was turning out, so I'm just adding a little bit more definition. I want to hit this little back one here too. Just make it a little bit different. That's better. I like that. And definitely this one. I do not like the way this one has turned out at all. So let's just go over this whole tree again. Now yours may have turned out fine, but mine didn't. I didn't like mine. So I thought, rather than waiting till the painting dried and then trying to correct it, I decided to just go ahead and do this right away. do my correction now. So I'm just adding branches. I'm just making it more defined and filling it in towards the center. I noticed for some reason that undercolor came through more than I had anticipated it would. So I really need to darken this color on top, make it more solid. I really like the way the trees turned out with the layers, the fading away as it gets more into the distance. My sister walked in after I had finished this one. She said, "Oh, I like that one." Oh, that was nice. I like that. Anyway, this is looking better. This will be much better. I love doing misting paintings, or I love doing a lot of different paintings, but I have not been painting very much lately. I have to get back at it, and it's just really hard. Once you get away from it for a while, it's really hard to get back into it, but I will work on some things, I promise. Anyway, just touching up these tree trunks again and just going over it with some dark color so it's not too obvious. I want the trunk very broken. So here is the finished painting. I think it turned out lovely. I hope you want to try it, and if you do, let me know what you thought about it, and I will see you next time. Whenever that may be. I don't know. Anyway, blessings to everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful 2025. Bye-bye.